Alright, so this is gonna be a short vlog, as they call it. So right now I have $15 in my personal bank account, and I have $1,500 in my business bank account. But obviously I started to pay my rent in Mexico using my business bank account. I pay about $500 a rent for an apartment. That's suits my needs. It's pretty nice. 2-bedroom. But so yeah, I mean, right now I was hoping on getting a tax refund from the government because I paid about $1,200 or $1,300 in taxes last year, and that's not including the business taxes. So the business taxes don't get refunded from my understanding. And I just got a letter this morning. You know, I was kind of hoping on that. I was waiting on that $1,200 to go into my personal bank account because that's about 2 months of living for me, right? 2 or 3, 2 months of rent. So that would be enough to cover my lease because it's a 12-month lease I got in Mexico, in Guadalajara. And I just got a letter this morning saying, hey, guess what? That $1,200, we're going to use that to pay other back taxes that I do have that I'm already paying $100 a month for. And yeah, super small numbers, right? Like, I remember when I was working as an engineer, I was making almost $6,000 a month after taxes. 5 to 6,000. I can't even remember anymore, but around $5,000 to $6,000 a month. So, $100 was a drop in the bucket. But now, I'm living off of $1,000 a month. And, life is a lot simpler. Some people might, there's that stigma of, oh, what a loser. You're living off of so little. There is that stigma, and I feel it. When I come back to San Diego, I drive an old car. I see the way, when girls see it, they automatically, treat you differently. People, when they see it, they kind of look at you differently. I've had people tell me, my sister, she tells me she's embarrassed to drive around in my car. And it's getting to the point where it's kind of pissing me off. Like, I really just want to find a way to make that money. I could go back to engineering, but I don't want to do that because I feel like that would be a failure on my part, because I don't want to be in a cubicle 8 hours a day unless I'm working on something that I'm creating. So I'm like, man, I'm fine with going to Afghanistan. I'd be down to do something crazy if I got paid, as long as it was something interesting. And the military is always something that it's kind of like, man, that would be so awesome. But at the same time, it's like, oh, I'm signing away 5 years of my life. And I'm not going to get into politics, but it's not World War II where it was obvious there was a bad side and a good side. So it's kind of, at the same time, it's a conflicted decision. I don't want to sign my life away. I've already signed away so many years doing engineering, doing, going to university for mechanical engineering, and being lost trying to create a business out of scratch. So right now I have a dilemma, and I'm like, I have 15, literally, I just went to go buy groceries, and I'm like, shit, I spent $77 on vegetables and meat, and like, some medicine. I bought some Swedish bitters that helps me with my stomach. If you guys have stomach issues, I highly recommend those. I think the company's called Flora. But anyways, man, so yeah, I paid $77 for, I just bought some like lemons, some broccoli, some salmon, some turkey, and I was like, I was thinking like at most $50. I was like, fuck. I have some cash. I have like $300 in cash that I can spend, but I'm gonna deposit that in the bank. But right now I'm back in San Diego for 2 weeks before I head back to Mexico, and I'm just thinking like, all right, like the trip's over, the ride's over. You know, I didn't get that tax money back, so now I'm kind of fucked. And you know, you're thinking maybe like, Eric, why aren't you raging? And I was. I punched the shit out of my steering wheel about an hour ago on the way to get the groceries. I was just gonna stay at home and save money and just eat spaghetti. But I said, nah, I'm here in San Diego, I have access to good food. Fuck it. I'm just gonna get some vegetables and just at least eat good for a week. It'll help me concentrate and work better. And yeah, I was fucking livid when I got that letter. Because I was like, I'm already paying the government $1,000. And for those wondering why I owe taxes, my tax guy was recommended to me, and he was just kind of like, he was recommended to me, and he was just kind of like, and yeah, I got myself a coffee too. I know I shouldn't have, but fuck it. Here in San Diego, need to concentrate for the rest of the day. So yeah, I know Gary V would be mad with me for buying a coffee, not using folders, but whatever. So you might be wondering why I'm not raging. I was. Maybe I should be. I've been trying to be more religious lately, trying to like talk to God and trying to find a reason in everything. Try to view problems as challenges that you learn from, even though I seem to keep having the same challenges over and over again for some reason. But yeah, so I mean, I thought, you know, what's the point of raging? It's not really gonna do me any good. It's better to kind of concentrate. And I mean, I always come back to the saying that faith is the most important thing. And I'm not saying faith in God before you stop the video, because I'm not one of those people who say that God is the answer to everything, even though it might be. You know, I'm not saying it's not, because I'm not God. I'm not Buddha, if you haven't realized. I'm not Allah or Vishnu. I don't know if there's a God, if there's not. I don't know if it's the universe. But what I'm trying to say is that if you have faith in that everything is gonna come out good, you have faith that things are gonna come out fine. And that's a hard concept, because if you see that everything is going to shit, then it's really hard to have that faith. And I'm not talking about, you know, fake faith where I'm like, everything's gonna be alright, everything's gonna be alright, and in your head you're like, fuck, and you're just fucking pissed off, you know, walking around steaming with fumes coming out of your ears saying, oh, my life is perfect, Nah. Like, whatever's in your heart is what's gonna be a reflection of who you are. So, and if I used to be like that, or I used to do that whole affirmation thing and just be pretending like everything's all right when it wasn't. And I realized I had to get out of my environment to change it. I was, you know, stuck in a cubicle in San Diego, and nothing would have made it better. No amount of meditation, unless someone had a gun to my head and said I can't leave, then I would have found a way probably. But in my intuition, it was always like, I should just leave. This doesn't feel right. But my mind, you know, was bringing out all the fear and saying, no, you shouldn't leave. Also, all my coworkers saying that I was retarded if I would have left. My family, my friends, pretty much everyone, maybe except for one or two people. Thank you, Art, for my coworker, for kind of putting the other side into my head. But the point being is, I mean, I guess I have some faith right now, and I'm just trying to keep the faith that things are going to be all right, that there's always a way. I've gotten this far. I've done that many things in my life. I've moved to Spain not knowing the language. I got off a bus literally not having a place to stay. Found a hostel. 2 days turned into 2 weeks, turned into 2 months, turned into a year. Long story short, I found a job there, and I taught English and I learned Spanish. Now I left my job and I moved to Mexico to go to music school. I don't know, it's like I never would have kind of thought that I would have lived there and learned it the way it happened. I never thought, I'm going to music school now and I'm doing something I never would have thought I would have been doing it. So I'm at the point where I'm like, well shit, things aren't good, but you know, there's always some way. You know, pressure is always can be a good thing. Like these crazy situations, like it's just a test in life. So yeah, I'm fucking raging this morning. I think it's probably gonna get a lot worse once I literally run out of money. Right now, you know, my Amazon business, my friend, he invented something and someone was trying to steal a patent. He sent me a cease and desist letter. I could have just stopped selling that product, but I said, F you, you're not doing the right thing, and I kept selling it because my friend is the rightful owner to that product. And well, that guy, turns out he's a lawyer and he knows Amazon really damn well, so he got me suspended. It's been about 45 or 50 days that I haven't been able to sell anything. So I spent 3.5, 4 years starting up a business and I got taken away like that. So 45 days with no income, about $9,000 in credit card debt right now off of my suppliers. That, oh, we had an unofficial deal that I was going to sell on Amazon for them, and they weren't going to sell to Amazon, because for those that don't know, if Amazon sells the same thing that you're selling, Amazon's going to 99% of the time is going to win the buy box, meaning that even if you're selling it, no one's going to buy it from you unless you direct traffic from another source. But basically, some of the items, they let me order like $2,000 worth, and they didn't even tell me, after me having a relationship with them for 2 years, telling them, hey, if Amazon ever sells this, I'm screwed. Hey, if Amazon ever sells this, I'm screwed because I'm not going to win the buy box. Hey, is Amazon selling this? No. Every few months checking in, and they didn't tell me. The number one selling product that I was selling for them, that I got them ranked, that I made the number one seller on Amazon. One day I started selling it, and I'm like, why are the sales down? Or one day I checked the sales, and then I looked and I saw that Amazon was selling it again. I'm like, what the hell? Like, they haven't sold it for like 2 years. You said that you weren't going to sell it to them anymore. And they said, oh yeah, sorry, like it was just a quick decision we had to make, and we forgot to tell you, whatever. I think it's safe to say that they just wanted me to buy more inventory, and then it was my problem what I would do with it. So now I have I have about $40,000 worth of inventory in Amazon that I can't sell, because when you're suspended, Amazon doesn't let you sell. I'm in the process of getting unsuspended. I had to pay $600. So it's kind of like a mess right now. Like, a lot of things have been going wrong. What else went wrong? Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of like those three things: the getting suspended, my supplier letting me order stuff, and then kind of not telling me that Amazon was going to sell it, so me being stuck with inventory with a few $1,000s worth. Because the $2,000 was just for one product, and I carry like 30 of their products, and I think there was a few that Amazon started selling. But yeah, so right now I have a lot of debt. Credit card is every month they're charging me a few $100s in interest, racking up. IRS just said, hey, guess what? You're not getting your tax refund. We're going to put it towards the taxes that you owe. Because like I said, I don't think I finished what I was saying, but the tax guy that was recommended to me, everyone was telling me, hey, he gives really good returns. You should hire this guy. So I did. And I got really good returns for my taxes. I didn't know what he was doing. I was like 23 at the time or something. I didn't know anything about taxes. It's still kind of confusing, but I know a lot more now. But anyways, I got pretty much butt raped by the IRS. I owed right when I quit my job, they sent me a letter saying that I owe like $8,000. And I think a year after I quit, or maybe the year I quit, I can't remember. But at that point, like, I couldn't just straight pay it off. So I took a payment plan, and I said, I think it was either $3,000 or $8,000. I can't even remember right now. But basically, I'm paying $100 a month. They just pull it straight out of my bank account. So, you know, I was like, I'm already paying you guys $100 a month. Isn't that, you know, for what I owe and what I make, isn't that enough? You guys really had to take my tax return. You know, at least I paid the debt down. But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, there goes that plan I had for the next 2 months. Now it's kind of like, Gotta figure something out. So today, I got a few options. Like I said, I don't want to go back to engineering, so I was thinking, how can I make money and grow at the same time, like doing music or making beats or ghostwriting or doing something where I grow as an artist, as a person. Maybe, if I worked outside, if I worked at a kayak place, I'd be bettering myself as a person. I'd be kayaking all day and working out, being outdoors, because I just can't stand being inside unless I'm doing music or unless I'm building something that I really believe in. And right now, I don't really care about selling products. I don't care about becoming a millionaire, inventing some patent, inventing the next like pooper scooper. Like, is that really what the world needs? Is another pooper scooper or another? I was gonna invent something. Well, I was gonna invent something with like a medical device, but it would take me a year or two of product development of me straight doing it, and I feel like that's not what I have to offer to the world right now. Like the biggest challenge for me, sitting inside and hustling, that's easy for me. I mean, it doesn't make me grow as a person. It's hard because it's like frustrating and I hate it. It's hard from that standpoint. And there are harder things, like, going out on a limb and going out on stage, or like really putting a lot of effort into creating something and then putting it out into the world and people telling you it sucks. I think that for me is a lot bigger challenge. When I was 15, I was definitely scared of public speaking and stuff like that. And over the years, I kind of chiseled away at it, and I haven't done it. I haven't done Toastmasters in a few years, so I'm just rambling right now. But it's not. I'm not scared to get up on stage in front of people, even if it's in front of. I mean, the biggest crowd I've done is like 100, but it's not really something that I'm deathly afraid of. It's something that makes me pretty anxious if it's something important, but there's like other fears that I have, but that's one of the biggest ones. So that's where I feel like I have to put in towards my energy, because to grow as a person, you have to do what you're really afraid of. So yeah, right now I'm just, if I really need cash, there's always something I can do, like maybe make Amazon listings for people. Like I have faith that there's something. So I'm thinking right now what I can do to grow as a person into something that I like doing, because I've been doing shit I hate for way too effing long. And this whole thing with Amazon just blowing up in my face, well, it's really been shitty and stressful, but at the same time it's kind of been a blessing, because I've just been like, okay, like I'm done with this. Like I have a few $1,000s left I can live off of. I'm just gonna focus on what I really want to do, music. And my life has been a lot, like I've felt way better the past like month or two. And if I can do this and make money doing it, fuck, even if it's just $1,000, I'm gonna feel really good. I'm gonna have more energy. I'm just gonna be in a better spot. And so that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna sit down and think. Some ideas that I've been running through my head is, like I said, making beats. I go to a music school with a bunch of people that make music. So I asked my friend who works as a sound engineer. He's from Peru. He said, make beats. That's what right now it's making money. If you need to make money right now, just make beats. And I like making beats. I want to compose, and I want to get good at composing and writing my own lyrics and performing, but I've always liked making beats. So I'm going to try to see if I can learn how to organize and arrange my beats and master them, because arranging and mastering, those are my weak spots right now. So that's one thing, making beats. The second, I've always loved making videos since I was a kid. I feel like I have a talent for it, like naturally. I just get behind a screen, and I've always been a daydreamer ever since I was a kid. So it's like, I feel like it's just something I can do naturally. So I was thinking about, what about making Kickstarter videos? My friend, his friend hooked him up. She makes Kickstarter videos, or she makes commercials for Nike, and she hooked him up with his Kickstarter video. I believe they're called aggregate watches. It was like a concrete watch, and she charges. I asked them, how much does she charge? Because I was kind of interested. I mean, I've worked in Amazon for 3.5 years. I've worked in product development. I've been to China. I'm an engineer. I've visited factories. I've done copywriting. I've done images. I've pretty much, like, I know everything there is to know about product development and advertising. Not everything, but I know a lot. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure I could make some pretty damn good Kickstarter videos. And the chick that did it for my friend for Aggregate Watches, she hooked them up, but normally she charges $10,000 to $15,000 for a, you know, what is it, like a 5-minute video? I don't know if that includes copywriting, because copywriting is you have to be really good at it. But I was like, man, if I could do that, all I would have to do is make, you know, one Kickstarter video every few months, and I could survive off of that pretty damn well. So that's something I'm thinking about. At the same time, I'm kind of cut it off right at the beginning because it's not bringing me closer to music, to what I really want to do. Maybe there is a way it would, because obviously video is really important, so I'd get good at video. I could do my own music videos or something like that. But it's a steep learning curve. I'd have to learn a lot, like Final Cut Pro or whatever that program's called. I know a little bit, but I don't know too much about it. I have to learn that. I have to probably learn copywriting. I like filming naturally, but I'd have to learn all the technical stuff, like whatever those camera angles are called. I have to buy a boom. I have an iPhone X, which takes freaking amazing video, but I'd probably need a professional camera, which I could probably borrow from a friend now that I think about it. But I would just have to restructure my life around that for a few months. And if I'm trying to do music, then that doesn't really make sense, even though it's something I feel like I'd be good at. And it would be fun because I'd be outside and meeting new people, going to new locations. I just like being outside. Like, I'm done with being inside a cubicle. Even though I went to engineering school and it seems like a waste not to. I don't know, fuck it. I can't do it anymore. I'd literally rather be homeless. Like, literally. At least that's what I say now. Maybe after a month, like, I would go back, but so yeah, I mean, for those of you watching wondering why I'm in a car drinking coffee, well, this is a borrowed car that I use while I'm in San Diego that my friends let me use. I'm just here crashing for 2 weeks and back to Mexico. And yeah, so those were the two options. Working on music. I was gonna start up I was thinking about starting up and doing consulting for Amazon, like setting up someone's Amazon account for like $1,000 and then managing it for a few hundred or a percentage of the sales. And that could be a good thing to do, especially for the future too, that Amazon is cutting down, kicking off a lot of people off of Vendor Central. But then again, that's not doing music, so it's kind of a hard decision. And I think I'm just gonna try to focus on music today and try to finish up some songs today, get them up on a platform to try to sell, and just see where it takes me. Like, you never know. If that doesn't work, then I'll probably go with something more secure, just start doing consulting work for Amazon, or yeah, I don't know. But anyways, just wanted to make a quick vlog, so if any of you guys are in the same situation, so you guys have someone to talk to, because I kind of want to, think about what I would make this channel into, and I'm kind of thinking, like, I just want to make it into maybe a channel for people who want to have a support group, who want to quit their jobs, who want to create something with their lives, because that's what life is. Life is experiencing and creating something. Obviously, we don't want to be selfish people that just mooch off of someone and don't do anything, that mooch off of our relatives, or mooch off of the government. Every person has the potential to create something, and every person should be creating something and offering something back to the world. That's how the world works. That's how life works. Even though it might not be something you get paid for. Maybe if you're a mom and you're raising kids and you want to raise them the most amazing way you can, that's beautiful. If you want to live in the jungle and just meditate for a year, as long as it does something that you can, if you want to become a better person, so after you can create something. You know, whatever it is, the end goal should be that you should be creating something in life, and should be aspiring to that. So that's what I've been thinking about creating this channel for, is for people who really want to do something with their life, but they just don't know how, because it's after being in school for so many years, after being conditioned by the school system, after living in the US, which is an amazing country, which I believe was the most amazing country in the 90s and before, and it's still an awesome place, but I think it's becoming more of a place where rich people can kind of harvest money from the middle class and poor people, because consumerism is really deep. And even when I'm staying here, I'm becoming more and more a consumer, because that's just the tradition here, and it's easy to get bored, and there's so many options. It's just the way it is here, at least in San Diego. But my point is that that's the direction I want to take this channel, and so kind of for us to help each other out. So if you have any comments or any discussion that you want to start in the comment section, feel free to leave a comment and I'll get back to you or make a video about it. And yeah, if you are interested in following along the journey, in finding a way for us to break free out of the system and create something and really give meaning to our lives, where we live what we want to create, and we're not always jumping onto the side like, oh, I want to do this, I want to be a writer, but I have to go to my 9 to 5 and generate, and then have like an hour a day to write a book, because that's what they say to do. But in my experience, I just wasn't getting anywhere. So that's what this YouTube channel is going to be about. So if you want to join in the discussion, if you want to help build something where we can all help each other out to grow, to become independent and live our lives to our fullest potential, and just create something beautiful with our lives, and just live and feel fulfilled, not feel like there's something missing, and just have that gnawing sensation in your heart, in your soul, that something's wrong with my life, but I don't know what. So if you believe in that, if you want to learn more, if you want to add to the discussion, subscribe, do the bell thing so you learn when new videos come out, so you can join in. And yeah, I wish you the best of luck in everything if you're going through a struggle. And yeah, God bless everything, all that good stuff. Take care.